All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Gentlemen's Club. This is number 2,
sir.
and no guest today, so it's just us. We're going to go ahead and jump right into it. The first subject today, I'm going to go with anime.
Before we get into that,
Listen to this, man.
before we get
Listen
into
to
that,
this,
ladies
man.
and gentlemen,
Here we go, bro.
thank you. 1,000 subscribers. Wow.
Everybody give this man a round of applause. 1K.
1,000
at
subscribers.
100 like 4 days ago.
Yes.
It's honestly incredible, the growth.
If you haven't checked out the new Halo video, I think we're at like 4.1 thousand views right now, by far the biggest on the channel. Make sure to check it out. But yeah, like, I appreciate it, man. It's awesome. It is awesome, and it's just a start. Make sure if you haven't checked out my man Navunki's channel right here, spell it out for him. Like, not everyone knows how to spell it.
I
It's in
got
the
a
title,
shout out.
too.
I got a shout out. If my man, I have a friend, best friend, known him for forever. He was actually the one that gave me this name because they had come up with a bunch of different nicknames for me throughout my years, and it's kind of like a reference to my actual name, and just the fact that I'm fast. Like, I really like monkeys just as an animal. And so it's Navunki, just Navunki. And it was hard because I was trying to figure out if I wanted to like go with the Y to have more, props to the fact that it was being, based off monkey. But I like the I. I feel like I like spelling things like that.
That's
give it a
right.
little bit of flair. And I felt like when I wrote it out, it looked better merchandise wise.
No, definitely.
With the I as opposed to the Y.
But yeah, appreciate all y'all. Make sure to check out my man's channel right here. Let's get him above at least 100 subscribers. That's the goal, at least right now. But yeah, let's start it out. Anime. What we talking about, man?
There's just so many ways to go into this. I had the process going, but I wasn't expecting to start like this. And I'm kind of lost my train of thought.
All right, hold on. This is what are your, not manga, straight anime top? Let me get your top 5.
Damn. So you can't count the books, huh?
No, we're gonna go
That's
straight
crazy.
anime. At least right now. I like to try to keep them separate though, because it just gets confusing when you start.
All right,
talking about
Naruto is number 1. It will forever hold that place in my heart. Naruto is the first anime I ever watched. It was the first time I really ever got into anime. Until I finish the show, I'm putting One Piece as number 2, because I feel like once I get to the last episode, once they stop making it, it'll probably take the place of Naruto. Possibly. Just because of how much enjoyment I've gotten from the show so far. God, dude, there's just so many. There's so many of them. But I say for at least within my generation and newer generation anime, I can do that one pretty easily. So I'm not going to count. We'll do top 5 for old school anime here in a little bit. But for top 5 for at least modern generation and new generation, I would go Naruto, One Piece, Black Clover. Black Clover's got to be up there. Now,
Black Clover's good. I like Black Clover.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I know we're not talking. I can't really reference the books, but in terms of, this is no offense. I'm really not sure because I'm not too into it. This is no offense to whoever did the animation for that show, but like, there were just points in time when the animation of that show was just
Black Clover,
just
yeah, spotty.
Spotty. Like, I'm just gonna go ahead and say it, dude. It was just rancid. Like, it wasn't even like. I remember this one time. It's a big battle within the arc, and Asta's sitting here fighting this dude, and he throws out this like giant magical blast, like 2 of them, and you see Asta swing his sword down once, and then 2 sword strikes deflect. I mean, bro, it just. I haven't watched it in a really long time. to be honest. I've honestly been reading it, most of it, but I still put it up there in terms of just the story and just how I was feeling watching it. Jujutsu Kaisen for sure, without a doubt. I have nothing bad to say about
just
that.
Like new shit.
No, we're going. There's still.
Are you going like your personal favorites? Or are you going? Oh, your personal?
I'm not putting in. I'm not really bringing in old school because I mean, there's too many. I can make a whole nother top 5 list. I'm not.
Yeah.
It's just
I'm gonna go just my 5 favorite. I'm gonna include old school too.
So, I think it's kind of hard because I'm not really into a lot of the newer shows.
This man hasn't watched Attack on Titan. That's why he hasn't brought it up yet.
Yeah, I just don't know. I just don't know what to tell him, honestly.
Leave a comment. Attack on Titan is fucking amazing. Let him know. That show is one of the greatest out. What are we at? 3 now?
I'm gonna be honest, bro. It's just like
Alright, well,
I can't use the books, so I'm just gonna.
Let me get my top 5. I'm not gonna put it in any particular order yet, because I don't feel like taking the amount of time on it to take it in a particular order. But I definitely got Bleach. I got Attack on Titan. I'm gonna go Naruto. I got Full Metal Alchemist, and I got Hunter x Hunter. Those are for sure my top 5. And I think I might got it. I don't know what I would put as 1, man. I don't know.
Bro, I'm gonna just go ahead and get this out right now. My top 5. Like I said, Naruto's number 1, bro. We're gonna go number 2, One Piece. Number 3's gotta be Full Metal Alchemist. Full Metal Alchemist was the second anime I watched, but I just thoroughly enjoyed One Piece. I don't know why. I guess it's just the type of shit that I enjoy. But personally, I'm gonna say that I like the book way more than the anime in terms of Black Clover.
Well, you're a reader.
I don't have any problem with the anime of Jujutsu Kaisen so far, at least from what I've watched. So we'll retract, since we're not talking about the book, we'll retract Black Clover and slip Jujutsu Kaisen's place in there, and then we'll go. So I'm at what, 4 now? We'll go for the last one. See, I'm really teetering, bro, because like
put Bleach in there. Come on, put Bleach in there.
I want to. I really want to put Bleach in there, but I'm kind of struggling between putting Bleach or Dragon Ball Z. Because I'm gonna be honest, like, man. Okay, I'll put Bleach as my last number 5 just because Bleach had better music, in my opinion, in terms of when they were fighting and the stuff like that.
Man, Dragon Ball, it's hard. Like, the anime. I feel like it's the anime that starts all animes. Like, when you really start watching anime, 99% of people are going to start on Dragon Ball.
Because let me stop this man right here. Because when I asked you, listen, I'm going to ask you this question again. One of them got to go. Bleach, Naruto, Dragon Ball. And what was your answer the last time I asked?
My answer was Naruto.
So tell me what's up with that. Tell me what is up with that.
Bro, like, I love me some Naruto. Love me some Naruto.
No, bro.
But Dragon Ball was my first anime ever. I was 6-7 years old, waiting to go on Nicktoons at like 8 o'clock at night.
Nick at night. Yeah.
And Bleach, I just think Bleach is better than Naruto, man. I think Bleach has a better story, has better characters.
Man, but we're talking about Naruto and Dragon Ball right now. Whatever. If you like Bleach, that's okay, because there was an option of 3. You know what I'm saying? I like Naruto more than Bleach and Dragon Ball.
I want to watch, and I have to pick one of the 3, and the third one I can never watch again. I would rather watch Bleach and Dragon Ball more than I'd rather watch Naruto. I'm sorry, I have to say it.
I'm hurt by that. I'm not gonna lie. But like you said, I am a reader, so
I have to say it. I just have to.
We can let it slide. Now, I'm gonna go. I honestly, I don't know if you got the list or not, but I'm gonna say this because I know that I do. I'm gonna go with an old school list. Right now, I'm busting it out because you know me. I already know what I'm gonna go for this. We're going Yu Yu Hakusho.
That's tough.
Fire. I'm telling you, if y'all have not watched that show, bro, you got to watch it. Because listen, bro, They kept the 80s art style. It starts off, you're already in the show. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're sitting here, you got your character, everything's set up, you see how things going, bam, immediate
I haven't
plot
finished
twist.
the Yu Yu Hakusho show yet. I actually haven't finished it yet. And that
But see,
sucks.
just because you know enough of it, enough about it to know it's good is all you need to know.
Bro, it's gonna be a podcast classic that I'll drop this vape at least. Once
we're gonna. He's always dropping stuff.
I'm gonna have a counter at the right of the screen every time I do it. A vape drop counter, because Jesus Christ,
dude. Honestly, so we're gonna go. We got Yu Yu Hakusho. I'm putting. It's gonna be hard to say this because I don't really know how many people really know about it. I know people got to, but I'm gonna say Trigun. I don't really know how many people really ever watched that show. Obviously, the people from that generation knew about it, but I'm talking more so people in our generation. So
even not the shows you're saying are like early '90s. That's even before us. You just happened to watch it.
So like, especially with Trigun, like just to give a little summary, like it's about this like. You don't really know a lot about the main character. He's just this dude. He wears this real nice red jacket, and he's wanted. He's got the highest bounty, like, on the planet right now. He is just wanted crazy. But, like, he's got a real goofy attitude. Just anytime something happens, like, he always comes out of it unscathed. And normally the way they play it by, it's like luck. But once you get later into it, you see that there's skill involved into it, and so on and so forth. Cowboy Bebop, because Cowboy Bebop's a classic. I feel like if anybody has not, like, hasn't really delved into the older terms of anime, they really should. And if you're gonna start anywhere, I would start with things like Cowboy Bebop for real, because that show's just crazy good. And now, see, I feel like a lot of people want me to put Inuyasha on my list.
It's on mine.
But
I can't lie.
I'm not gonna lie, y'all. Like, I watched Inuyasha, and I vibed with what was going on for the most part, but like, I just don't feel like for me personally, it doesn't deserve to get on the list.
It's definitely more of like a love story than an action anime, so it kind of depends on like what you're going on in to watch. But if you enjoy those like softer, more love story type of anime, at least with a little fighting vibe, it's definitely something to get into. I like it though, for anime. It's one of my favorites.
And then I'm gonna go with come on, don't forget it. It's called Hellsing. Yeah, that's what it's called, I believe. And then they have this, and then the last one, it's kind of a teeter between. I have such a hard time. It's been so long since I watched them, but it's a tough choice between D Gray Man and Graveborn, I think is what
I've heard of D Gray Man.
I can't remember what the other one is like. Hey, let me look it up. The other one, I can't really remember exactly what the show, like if that's exactly what the name of the show was, but it was a real. I mean, it was a great show.
I think my favorite old school, let me think what I would put at 5. That's also hard for me to list up. It's hard for me to like list things in a particular order, because when I really enjoy something, it's hard for me to like particularly pick what scale.
That's
like
facts.
They're all hard. They're all in the same area. But I'm gonna have to go. I'm gonna put Inuyasha at 5. 4, I think I'm gonna go Cowboy Bebop. Then I think at 3 I'm gonna have Devilman. That's a really, really good one. 2, I'm gonna go Fist of the North Star.
I haven't watched that one. I need to watch that.
Fist of the North Star is amazing. It is a fucking amazing anime. It's probably one of the most. It's probably what. I feel like, in my opinion, it was the first big time shonen ever, and really inspired a lot of what shonen does a lot of now, like the transformations, the power ups, the power of friendship, shit like that. And I think 1, I'm gonna have to go Z, Dragon Ball Z. I think that is definitely my favorite old school anime of all time.
That's fair.
But yeah, like all of those, I feel like all those are classic. But there's a lot in there, like Evangelion. That's an amazing watch, dude.
What is the one? I don't actually know when that one came out. It's Code Geass.
Code Geass. I think that's like earlier 2000.
Yeah,
like
that was more so. That was more so.
But
newer.
that's also a really good anime. Code Geass is fucking amazing. Leech.
Gungrave. That's the name of the show.
Gungrave. I haven't watched. Yeah, I haven't watched.
It was
Gungrave.
2003 actually, so it came out 1 year after I was born. So it was, but that show was really good. And then I don't remember when D-Gray Man came out. Bro, I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna go ahead and get 2006. I'm gonna go ahead and get some honorable mentions though. In terms of the list, like I have to put Fire Force up there because Fire Force was it was a stellar anime. At least from what I watched.
The only thing that fucked it up was like, it fucked me over because it was late at night and I decided I want to take acid. I had taken acid and I'm like season 2 of Fire Force. I'm like mid-trip, you know, and like anyone who's taken acid, don't take it without doing your research, of course. Make sure you know what you're into. But if you have done that type of stuff, like after you get that main peak and like shit's just really colorful and like you just understand shit a little different. You know, I started watching Fire Force and you know the part, I don't know exactly what episode, but it was when he met his brother and they finally started having their standoff, you know? And then they introduced the devil and like how he's involved in their powers and shit. So I'm mid-acid trip and I start watching that and let me tell you, it was the creepiest shit in my fucking life. The sound effects was fucking me up. I didn't know what the fuck was going on. So like literally past that point, I don't know if it's like subconscious fear, but I have not fucking continued at all. And I need to.
I feel like in terms of stuff like that, like, I mean, I've watched all types of anime tripping before. Like,
see, like me, I can't really watch
high
shit
school. One Piece was one that was really crazy for me because One Piece does really good in terms of the abstract noises that they use within their shows, within the background when they're in the middle of fights.
Alright, but like, would you say that you should, like, did it ever throw you off tripping and watching shit and never like made you feel weird?
Well, see,
made you feel weird about like watching the show.
I wouldn't consider myself necessarily like experienced, but like at least with the times that I've done it, I never like the only thing that really actually fucks me up is like when I watch people like actual YouTubers and stuff, because the way that just depending, I guess, on however much you know about computers and like screens and stuff. I don't really know too much myself, but the way that it works, at least when you are tripping on psychedelics like acid, considering that it's a man-made acid and it focuses more so on putting your brain on like 12.
Yeah.
You know, kicking up the notches, opposed to shrooms that are like, the best way that I can describe shrooms is like, with acid, you can tell that it's a man-made drug because of the fact of how it makes you feel, how all of the things that are within your realm normal become vibrant. Patterns are easily obtained. You can see them within everything. The lights, artificial lights, start to dim, and when I first started tripping, they would like flicker every time I got around them. And in terms of when it comes to screens and stuff, you can already, as a human, you can see the frame rates and shit on a screen. So what I can't really say made me uncomfortable, but what would fuck me up is like when you look at a face on the screen, the way that it's proportioned, because you can tell that it's being relayed through a screen when you're tripping. So they look like they have like a grid on their face. Like they have like, you know when people draw and they have to draw like the outline of the face where it's like that X? You can kind of see that, and their faces are like warped. You can tell how the screen kind of like warps it into. It's just a lot of weird stuff. So
even looking at my own face, it felt weird, like in person. Like,
I try to focus on watching things like cartoons. You know, stuff that's more people are better when it comes to drawing. There's a lot more perfection that comes into play with that. When it comes to humans, just like why a lot of people like live action stuff, and what is the genre of that? What do you call that shit?
What?
It's TV where they act. It's not, because live action is not accurate. Reality TV is not. Is it live action? I think I had it right the first time. So like, it's more so like with that, people are there for the what quote unquote they would call a raw experience. So you know, there's more chances for people to be
real
exactly
real people. Yeah.
And it's like there's a lot of ways where they kind of ruin those kind of aspects. And we'll get into this things like how do you feel about the series Arrow?
Give me 1 second. Oh God, it was good. I enjoyed it at first. Like,
see, you hear that, folks? At first, because the thing is that he was capping when he said that it was good. Because what they did is that this is what I like to call a cinematic blue ball. What they do is they give you 3 seasons of a show. The first 3 seasons of Arrow. Now, I'm not gonna lie, Green Arrow has normally always been he's not. I wouldn't call him a gag character because people who say that he is, it's wrong. It's not accurate. Like, yeah, he uses wacky weapons at points in times, but he's always been a comedic relief, at least, and within a lot of the groups that he suffers.
He's not a super serious character.
But he's not somebody that's goofy as fuck. When it's time to get serious and when he's on a mission, he is very serious. It's just it's kind of like Spider-Man. He likes to crack his jokes.
Yeah.
And they definitely spun it off. They made him way more of a serious.
I call him Green Batman.
Yeah, literally.
He reminds me
they
of
made
Green
him.
Batman.
They made him a lot. They made him a lot more serious in terms of the Arrow series, and they had done really good. The casting was beautiful. The man who played Oliver Queen did really good.
Actor.
The man who played his sister, his mother, all of the actors were really good. And, you know, then you get to, it was about season 3 where they started introducing Mirakuru, and they started getting back to his backstory on the island, and then Slade came in.
Yeah.
Dude, after Slade left, though, bro, I had to stop, because they did the same shit with Flash. I have never seen a live action Flash that did so fucking well. Like, dude, he captured the aspect of Barry Allen perfectly.
It was because after the Reverse Flash shit, it's like
as soon as they started introducing
the reason Flash isn't a main, like, his comic runs other than Flashpoint aren't very good sellers is because his villains aren't that interesting. Realistically, how many big name comic villains not named Reverse Flash can you name?
In his arc, yeah, see, Killer Frost is about as big as it gets.
Yeah, any C-list at best. He just doesn't have the main.
Because his rogue gallery, you got to think about it. Batman came and cleared the Flash's rogue gallery, and for those of you who aren't familiar with the term rogue gallery, that's just it's just a shorter saying to say that a superhero's villains, the gallery and all the villains that they fight. So Batman came and cleared out his rogue gallery in like an hour. You know, but see, the thing is that realistically they're hoeing the Flash. I mean, there's not a lot of villains that would be able to do a lot of shit to him. That's why every villain that he gets introduced to, he's obviously gonna dust, because the only people that are able to keep up with him are the other superheroes, like. Because I'm going to be real with you, bro. Respectfully to the rest of the superheroes within that verse, the only niggas really fucking with the Flash are niggas like Superman.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
and it's because I feel like he's such a strong character that they literally choose not to use him.
Exactly. And I think
he's much better suited for a Justice League role. Like, imagine him as I'm trying to think of like a good example. Imagine him as like a prime JJ Reddick. An elite threat because of how good of a shooter he was, or a Kyle Korver. Amazing shooter, one of the best in history, but that's really it. That's it. He's a really good shooter. That's it. Not great defense. Not great anything besides shooting. And because of he's so good at that one skill, I feel like you can only use him so much. He's a great asset in a team, but by himself, I feel like he's not much. Because like,
I don't even feel like that's necessarily true. No.
I mean, I feel like with the villains, like. He either is going to win really fast, or if they don't have a gimmick like Frost to where they could freeze the floor around him to make him slip or something, or has really fast as well as him, what else can you use him that much to do to make an interesting story?
I mean, there are plenty of villains within that verse that they could. It's just more so. It's not the fact that he's not. There's not a lot that he can do on his own, because that's obviously cap. Because I mean, there's quite literally through.
I get ability, but I'm talking about like as far as making a story.
See, what they need to do is just they need to. The Speed Force is not restricted to the people that it's given to, and they explain that within the comics. Like, I mean, there's plenty of people who have gotten speedster powers, and there's plenty of altercations when niggas like Superman and people like that, so on and so forth, have gone
I mean, Flash really knows how to make the formula to create the scenario to give himself powers. He did it in Flashpoint. So
Exactly.
It's not super hard to get.
So the thing is that only him. Like nobody could just go out and do that.
You don't think so?
No, hell no.
I think it has something to do with just
Bro,
him
Barry's one of the smartest
I mean,
brains on the
yeah, but
planet.
I'm saying he could set up the scenarios for other people to get it.
Yeah, if they had somebody that knew, but nobody coincidentally is just gonna be like, okay, the Flash had a bunch of chemicals around him now, and he just gets struck by lightning. Like it was a very set amount of.
He would be the only one who could give it to people.
Exactly. He would have to. Exactly. He would have to be able to set up the scenario for each individual person. But in terms of what they really, it's this easy. Introduce a villain that has this. Listen. He doesn't even have to be as fast as the Flash. Don't take away the gimmick from the Flash of being fast. Don't give a villain that can throw ice on the ground. Don't do that. Because it's not needed. The ability to run fast can still be in play. Give a villain some busted ass reaction speed. That's all it takes. Give a villain, make somebody that maybe isn't connected to the Speed Force in terms of running, but is dealt with it or experimented with it, something, because they can. I mean, these niggas have written millions of comic books. They can come up with the fucking idea.
Like a hit ability from Dragon Ball, a time where it can pause time for a quick second, hit the nigga.
See, it doesn't, or even anything, because I mean, that would be able to be Flash would be able to instantly counter that. There wouldn't be a lot of things because he could go back in time.
But it'll be hard.
The thing is that with all they would need to do, the easiest way to make it is just give a character that's got some really good reaction speed. That even if it were to something like some busted spider sense, to where it's just somebody who's really trained, and they're gonna be able to, when the Flash comes in, they're gonna be able to be like Mickey, and then be able to fuck him up. So that way, the Flash, instead of he's sitting here going, oh my god, instead of him having to stop, get ice on the ground, and just run into some shit, he'll have to go, oh my god, I have to think slower for a second because he can see me. He's taken the gimmick of me. So that way we can introduce Flash with more of like we could get like a gritty combat kind of thing going. Like to where you're getting to see the Flash kind of dash in and stop and go in for something. That way that it has to be a raw encounter because he's sitting there thinking, okay, I'm not going to be able to just blitz this nigga like I do with every villain. Because a lot of the times that's what stops the Flash. Because they need, within every comic, it's just, okay, I'm not running fast enough. Nah, he can still have the speed. He can still be just as fast. Just make him use it in a different way. It's just like with Superman. It's like, what did they do? Okay, they made Superman a character to where he's a pussy. He's really restricted on, he doesn't want to, he wants to be really jaded in terms of how he uses his powers because he's concerned about everybody. And then you have people like I can't remember what the comic run was, but that time when Lois was like, listen, like, you're gonna die. Fight him. Like, stop fucking around. Fight him. If he does, don't worry about everybody else. If you don't fight him with everything you have, there's not gonna be anybody left. And then, or with the runs when Superman was just walking around lobotomizing villains.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's hard. That's tough. Like,
but I feel like they also do that because, it's hard to give him a threat when he kills most villains without trying.
Exactly.
Which is true.
But they don't utilize the people that, they don't either make new characters or utilize the people that they could be using. And it's the same thing, I'm a really big fan of comics. I love Marvel, I love DC. But, there are broad differences and reasons between the both of them. Okay, DC, I can say, on average, has characters that are just more busted. These characters with these wild-ass fucking superpowers that can just do all this crazy shit.
Marvel has a lot more street-level people.
You have Marvel, where everybody's more so balanced. A lot of the characters that they introduce, they balance it out more so to where they're not just automatically having to fight the strongest people because they themselves are so busted, but weaker people are able to fuck them up through inventions, through, so on and so forth, whatever. Like, I believe personally, Marvel's got really good story writing in terms of what they do with their heroes, what they do with their villains. DC's got really good ideas and executions with in terms of what they do with their universes, their layouts of the worlds that they create, and the stuff like that. That's more so, at least in my opinion, where they shine. Because they have characters, they're like, okay, I think about it this way. One of my all-time favorite villains, Joker. Supposedly a normal nigga who he has got a higher body count than most of the villains that they fight within the Justice League. This nigga is literally, like, has essentially, like, no superpowers. He's immune to mostly every poison. And he's gritty. Like, I really like that. It's a nigga that, out of all of Batman's rogue gallery, the Joker is the one that pushes Batman to his most.
But realistically, bro, Batman's the only reason that nigga's fucking alive. How many times does Superman or fucking Green Lantern come pick this nigga Joker up by his neck and Batman's like, no, don't kill him?
But I want you to think, what has happened every single time that one of them have killed him?
Yeah, man, I don't give a fuck.
No,
that nigga
see,
needs to die.
this man, he just every single time he dies, there's always some kind of event that is playing in fall hand.
Well, that's because the author can write anything they want. Realistically, that motherfucker needs to die.
Come on, bro, don't be.
Tell me in the real world.
You were the type of person. You were the type of person that, well, the author can write whatever they. Well, that's whack. That's fucking no shit. That's how that works.
Well, exactly.
But we're talking about canonically just what's happening. The authors don't exist to us. They're gods.
But in the real life, man, you ever see a Joker kill that nigga? Don't put
in real life, most of these niggas wouldn't even be able to. I want you to think, okay, listen to him. Listen to what he's saying. Kill that nigga, right? How many people did Ted Bundy kill? How many niggas did Jeffrey Dahmer get to? Can we talk about that, please? Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that.
If they put paint on their face, and walked around like Kiki, and they might would have got caught a lot faster.
I want you to think about that. We let niggas who have nothing. They had no training. They had this nigga Joker. So let's spawn Joker right now into this world with the thousands of body counts that this nigga has. I'm sorry, but the police force, what did the police officers do? What did the police officers do to the Joker in the Batman movies?
Not enough.
Not jack shit.
Not enough.
Not jack shit, bro. Because there's laws that these niggas even right now would have to abide by.
Put that motherfucker in Texas, he'll be dead in a week.
See, that'd be some crazy shit. Joker in Texas. Joker in Texas.
That motherfucker. I do not see him surviving.
We could spawn Aquaman would be able to rule the world.
Fuck yeah.
There'd be no nigga on planet Earth right now that can stop that nigga.
Yeah, one tsunami. That's all I got to show us.
You wouldn't even need a tsunami.
I mean, you gotta hit the mainland.
Bro, Aquaman can throw a submarine from the bottom of the ocean to the surface.
Yeah, but
let's talk about how much strength that takes.
He's gotten shot. Like, it's also weird, like Wonder Woman.
Well, that's because he was too
strong. For some reason, Wonder Woman can outdo a bullet.
Yeah. Because she's not bulletproof.
It makes no sense.
The Amazons are all like that.
It makes no sense.
But she has reaction speed that can dodge machine gun fire.
And she can throw tanks. Like, that makes no sense.
Yes, it does make sense. There's plenty of characters like that.
Why does it make sense?
Why doesn't it make sense?
Because if you can throw a tank,
why? Because Superman's bulletproof?
Because like 99% of niggas you can throw a tank are bulletproof.
Cap. Aquaman can throw a tank. I can eat that nigga up with a fucking machine gun.
Alright, bro. Let's like Homelander at least is bulletproof. Aquaman eats Homelander up.
Dude, I'm just saying, bro. Like, you gotta give these niggas something. Not everybody can be fucking bulletproof, bro.
Man, them niggas need to be bulletproof. If Goku at the age of 6 can be bulletproof, these
don't
niggas need to be bulletproof.
You're not even finna bring up that nigga Goku, bro. Let's talk about that, bro. Let's just sit here and talk. I understand there's people out there that love Dragon Ball Z. But let's talk about why this nigga Goku gotta make it in every damn conversation that comes to fighting.
It's like in sports, usually every conversation, no matter what it is, will end in a Michael Jordan and LeBron being brought up. When you were like the top of the list.
It's the same thing with music.
Yeah.
Kendrick and fucking Cole.
Like, when you're at the top of something, usually you were always going to get compared. Like, something's always going to get compared to the top. And, like, as soon as Saitama entered the anime sphere, and they heard One Punch Man, first thing niggas did, can he be Goku? The real question is, can that nigga be Goku?
And that's always people don't understand the fact that they've made, like, Goku is not a fair comparison. You would have to go to other anime that majority of niggas don't even know, haven't even watched, to compare niggas to Goku. These people can, for all of y'all out there, I want you to understand that everybody who watches Dragon Ball already knows that these niggas are busted. When Vegeta was 7 years old, this nigga was literally blowing up planets and taking them over. At 7. Look at what Goku was doing at his age.
Bro, like literally
in Dragon Ball. Come on now.
It was like the 14th episode of the show. Like fucking Mr. Gohan started becoming a monkey. What Piccolo do? The moon. Fucking
let's think about that. 230,000 some miles off the face of the earth, and this nigga Piccolo blew the fucking moon up in a second. Like, it was 2-3 seconds.
Bro thought about the easiest solution, and the easiest solution to him was literally just blowing up.
And I want you to think about that. And Piccolo, bro, let's talk about this. I want you, for everybody out there,
Dragon Ball is crazy.
Everybody out there who loves anime, I want you to know that Krillin could solo most of your favorite verses. Krillin.
For sure.
Krillin. This is the nigga we consider as Dragon Ball fans the weakest. I'm gonna be honest. Yamcha and Tien could come in and bang through a good bit of verses.
Yamcha's stronger than Krillin? I don't think it's
Fuck
super.
No. But
Yamcha is definitely.
Do not jump on me for that because he said that. Nowhere in that statement did I say Yamcha was stronger than Krillin, bro. Because he's not, bro. But I'm saying in terms of just the Dragon Ball verse itself, people just gotta think about that.
It's so busted.
It's fucking cracked.
It's unbelievably busted.
These people are able to, on average, just blow up planets. Think about Beerus. With the tap of his finger on a table, took out half of a planet.
Niggas sneezed and accidentally destroyed 9 planets, and then we said to tap them back into existence. That shit just happens.
People gotta think about that kind of shit. And then you gotta think about niggas like Ultra Instinct now. Niggas got Ultra Ego now. Put those transformations. Literally, there's nothing that any niggas are going to be able to do.
Ultra Instinct in every transformation he has.
He can literally dodge. He doesn't have to think about dodging. He just does it. I'm sorry, but they're bro, you guys, please, for me as an anime fan, for everybody out there, stop bringing that nigga Goku into it. Unless, I want y'all to go out there and just find somebody that can Mickey him up so I can take their side. Because I'm sick of Goku winning all these fights. I'm sick of it. Because it's always Goku. We don't ever bring up Vegeta. Where's my man Vegeta at?
Vegeta's killing 90% of these niggas too. If you're comparing them to Goku and Goku wins, Vegeta wins too.
At least give Vegeta some of these arguments. Vegeta was. It's always Goku.
Bro, I saw the only time I saw it was the death match. It was Vegeta versus Thor, and they had Thor winning, but I don't know.
We can do some shit like that. Now we could put some comic book characters versus some anime characters.
I don't know if I agree with Thor.
Thor, maybe not.
Dude, I don't know. Odin.
It depends. It depends on what form of Vegeta. Are we talking Super?
Yeah, he had Ultra Ego and everything.
Yeah, no. Hell no. Hell fucking no. I don't because you got to think these niggas are moving way faster. Way faster.
People need to understand. In one of the panels, Goku describes this nigga named Granola moving faster than instant transmission, which is instantaneous movement.
Exactly, instant teleportation.
So who is moving faster than time could keep up with? And they caught up with him.
And then after that, so these people in this show, they are literally moving beyond the realms of time. A Frieza shows up, moves faster, so fast to the point neither Goku or Vegeta can react, and knocks them out of both of their transformations. Dude, this universe
punches a hole through the chest.
This universe is
dual chest.
Is busted. There are not a lot of people. Now you can go down the chain, scratch Dragon Ball out. Oh my god, the plethora of battles that we have that we could actually discuss. Oh my gosh.
Bro, I want to hear Gon versus goddamn
Gon versus who, bro? Come on, bro.
Edward
who?
Edward.
Come on, bro. What kind of
Gon?
What kind of match is that?
That's a good match.
Gon, the best thing he's got is that form where that steroid form that he gets.
Bro, yeah, but he is fucking busted.
Dude, I want you to know that Edward is probably literally the best alchemist in his verse.
He is.
No, bro.
And
his hand-to-hand combat way better than Goats, for sure.
Okay, when he had that form though, he was literally as strong. He could have beat the king. He was going to beat the Chimera King. He was literally stated by Petro. He was like, right now he could probably beat the king.
But let me ask you this: was he invulnerable to objects? Could he be?
We
stabbed?
don't know because we couldn't tell because he literally didn't get a single hit landed on him.
Gon.
I haven't read into the newer arc, so I don't know.
See, I need to read Hunter x Hunter and finish getting into
the
that
Dark Continent arc
because I would like to know because they did it a little bit different in the books in terms of how they executed things. So I'm gonna be honest. Edward is more versatile. He has way more. He's smarter, without a doubt. His hand-to-hand combat is better. Like, there's, like, if they didn't have powers and they were running a match, Edward's dogging that nigga. Walking that nigga, for sure. I can give Gon the speed. Gon's probably definitely way faster.
And I'll give him overall power. Like, just straight power.
In terms of strength, yeah, he's got it. Reaction speed, though, I don't think so. Because Edward's reacted to lightning. Edwards reacted to all of these different types of alchemy that I would be honest with you that, I mean, yes, Gon has trained and had, matches with Killua, who's able to move with Godspeed, but I'm going to say it's definitely a close battle. I can say that for sure, but I just want to give it to Edward just because I love that nigga so much. See, I don't really know enough about Gon's powers, because doesn't he lose his shit after that?
He does, but he did get him back.
So, and what exactly was his nin? He was a power type, right? Or whatever the hell they called it.
It was the rock, paper, scissors shit.
That was his nin?
That was his nin, how he used it.
His nin ability? Like how Hisoka had like the bungee gum and shit? Mm-hmm. And like what exactly will we scale that on?
It's hard to scale nin. It is really hard to scale because they also got the nin skin, which protects them from everything as well.
Everything in terms of what?
Like as far as physical and nin attacks. It's like a cloak that you put over your body.
Well, see, the physical attacks would count, but like I feel that's why it's hard to mash universes because you got to think about what energy. Because like in terms of niggas like Bleach. You got to think about these niggas are literally souls, so there's not anything that most people would be able to do to them because they can't actually physically attack their bodies.
Yeah.
They have no physical form. These niggas are fighting, So I'm thinking, like, because you guys got to think about it like that way. Like, nigga, we talk about, oh, well, who would win this, or that. It's like, you got to think about it. A lot of Bleach characters, you're not going to be able to fight against each other. Those people in that universe would have to have some type of ability that would be able to fight specters, which is essentially, because they're ghosts, essentially. Yeah. So, you gotta think about it like this way, okay, the only niggas that could actually fight anybody in the Bleach verse from Naruto would be niggas who possess the rods, the Sage of Six Path rods, because those were able to touch the soul. And niggas like the Tatsuka blade would be able to seal somebody like that. Sharingan would work on the Soul Reaper. So there's very specific things like that would work. But you gotta think about like nigga physical attacks. Like okay, yeah, let's put Goku versus Ichigo.
Goku actually could because they do fight.
Goku, they have fought.
Anime.
They have.
Because remember, he literally came as a spirit back for a day.
I know, I was getting there. They have fought spirits, so they have the slide. There's multiple attacks that they have that can be centered towards spirits. Because the key attacks everything. Everything has key. Spirits still have key. It doesn't matter. But, take that nigga and put him in something like a Yu Yu Hakusho. Yeah, niggas could duke it out. And niggas could duke it out in Yu Yu Hakusho. Jujutsu Kaisen, them niggas could possibly, because that was kind of sussy, but Jujutsu Kaisen they could probably definitely. Now, a lot of niggas aren't really touching that verse, the Jujutsu Kaisen verse, because if that nigga Gojo is walking around,
his ability is just busted.
Like, I'm sorry, bro, for all the fans out there, but dude, Gojo is, I'm sure they obviously explain it, but I've gotten farther in the book than I have the anime, because obviously the anime is not, like, caught up. But that nigga Gojo is fucking busted as hell. Because, I mean, this nigga has unlimited cursed energy.
No, Gojo's busted. And I haven't even read far into it.
He's got the six eyes, which is the six eyes essentially in that verse is like Sharingan. It's like, say you have a cursed ability, right? And your cursed ability is one that's been passed down for generations, but it's only been passed down to your family. Nobody else fucking knows about it. And let's say it's a cursed sword technique. So you carry a weapon with you. The moment you pull out that sword and that shit's covered in curse energy, he immediately knows what the fuck the technique is.
Damn.
I mean, and the thing is, what makes it so busted is because this nigga Gojo, the six eyes only comes every like. It was like, I think they said it was somewhere like 1,000, like 100, some kind of crazy at like a dumbass amount of time. So this nigga is able to. I mean, this nigga's Mickeying up niggas for how long? He was able to keep his cursed eyes on for like days on end while he was protecting this one bitch. This is crazy. That's actually crazy. And the only thing he was suffering from was just like, I mean, he was tired. You know what I'm saying? So like, yeah. And that was young Gojo. That was before he mastered the shit and really figured. That was before he could use red. That was before he could use purple.
I'm about to read Jujutsu Kaisen. That shit, he is busted.
Like, dude,
I have a question. Speaking of reading,
yeah, what's up?
Speaking of top 5, so what are your top 5 manga? I do want to get this because I know I already know mine.
Ooh-wee! I'm telling you right now, bam, Black Clover's right back in the list, baby. Because the Black Clover manga, oh my god. I'm going to say this right now. If y'all haven't, I don't know how far the show got because I stopped watching it, to be honest with you, but if y'all haven't, bro, you guys got to read that shit. You got to. Got to. Black Clover's got to be up there. I'm going to be honest. So far in terms of books, just this nigga's going to love this too. So far in terms of books, I'm going to put Berserk on the list. Because it's been pretty meaty, I'm not going to lie. I didn't necessarily, like, a lot of people are finna hate me for this. I did not fuck with the first arc. I know that a lot of niggas hate that. I'm so sorry about that. But the thing is that I had already known what was going to take event in the arc. So obviously I was already set up for what was going to happen. I did like how they set it up, though. Because there were details that I had gotten that I didn't get to get.
Speaking on the eclipse.
But, sheesh, bro, this is hard. This is a hard list. I'm gonna go with, we're gonna put Naruto back on the list. There's a lot of little itty bitty details that I really liked about Naruto.
I can agree with that.
Honestly, it'd be about the same for real as the other list. Cause I gotta think about it. I read Bleach all the way through. I didn't watch all of Bleach.
Yeah, that's fair.
And that shit was hard.
The 1,000-year Blood War arc of Bleach, as far as the anime, carried a lot for me. God, the anime version of the 1,000-year Blood War arc for Bleach is fantastic.
See, now I do need to watch that. I'm not gonna lie to you.
It is fantastic.
Chainsaw Man, gotta go on there. Had to put Chainsaw Man on there because I'm not gonna lie to y'all. It's a weird anime. It's a weird book for sure. It's a weird. I can say anime now because they did animate it. It's vulgar, but nigga, the way that they set up the environment in that shit, the way that they set up how everybody, how all the devils work, how all of the sacrifices for all that shit works, dude. It was beautifully executed. Like, I'm telling you, bro, personally, dude, that shit was insane. I'm gonna go with. Because I'm going to have to. Because I know it's on here. I just got to... One Punch Man. Hands down, read it.
That's good.
Read it.
I'll fuck with that.
Don't, like... Watch it. Watch it. I'm not going to say not watch it. Because that's kind of shitty. Because One Punch Man's a good anime. But they'd be taking way too long to animate it, bro. And it's...
Yeah, Season 3 still hasn't been out.
That's what I'm saying.
Season 2 came out, I think, 2020.
Exactly. Read it, bro. Because, oh my God, dude.
It's amazing.
It's great.
It's amazing.
It's great. I was not expecting it to be that good. Like, because I was really wondering what the hype was about. And then I read it, I get into it. Oh my God, bro.
It's fucking good.
I think that's 5. I think that's 5.
No, you got one more.
Did I really?
Yeah.
That's a hard one, bro. There's not... I read a lot, but haven't gotten most of this shit I've already watched, bro. So we gotta go with. I'm sorry that I just keep naming the same stuff, but I'm gonna have to go with Jujutsu Kaisen because they did it way better in terms of the book, just because it got farther.
I haven't read that, so that is one I do need to read.
So yeah, that would be the ones for me. There's a lot that I need to read, and there's a lot that I do read and I recommend, like Rowan Norin Kenshin. I can't really pronounce it.
I've heard of it, yeah.
But it's about the nigga with the red hair.
Yeah.
Y'all check that shit out, bro. That shit is so good. Stuff like Blue Exorcist, that one's really good. I'm trying to think of some other really good honorable mentions. Read JoJo.
Yeah.
Read JoJo. I'm not gonna lie.
I've watched the first season on Netflix and I loved it. I just haven't seen it since, and I need to watch JoJo.
See, the thing about, like, I hate to keep distracting you from getting your list out, but the thing about JoJo, bro, is like, it's so good. Like, it really is a good anime, but it's like, it's crazy how they like execute, like how each time it's a different nigga, how they be coming on for different characters.
Yeah,
and stuff.
I did hear about that. I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, yeah, I feel like
I like it. I'm not hating on it. I'm not hating on it for sure. It's kind of funny how the first like 3 are all named JoJo though. Like,
yeah.
But it's just in terms like it's good. I think they do really good in terms of the anime is like. Because of the way they set up the anime, the show itself is very, like,
the one thing that threw me off was
spontaneous.
The one thing that threw me off was the animation style at first. It was definitely very interesting.
It's different.
Animation style.
It's definitely... It's different. And the way that they, like, the voice acting and stuff in terms of the show, it's definitely strange. You gotta be a kind of person to watch it, but it's good. Like, I definitely fuck with it.
I think I'm gonna go with my favorite manga. I think 5... I'm gonna go One Punch Man.
That's a good one.
I am gonna go One Punch Man. 4, I'm gonna go Naruto. That's obviously a classic, and I actually think the manga is low-key better than the anime.
It is. It's definitely better.
And then 3, for sure, Vinland. I'm gonna go Vagabond 3, Vinland Saga 2, and Berserk 1.
I need to read both of those, bro.
Vinland Saga, Berserk, and Vagabond. I cannot speak enough about how they are my favorite pieces of fiction of all time. I feel like if you were looking for something that can actually change your ideals on life, how you view things, I feel like there's nothing better than those 3 series, man. Like, especially Berserk and Vinland, like, they literally changed how I viewed my life as a person after reading that shit. Like, the message that they get through and how they deliver it and how they actually make you feel for that character and, like, the situation they're in, there's nothing that compares for me, and that's why it is by far my favorite. In Vinland, as popular as the anime is, and as many people talk about it now, like, the manga has only sold like 10 million copies.
That's how it is. People are more, and it's kind of strange to really think about it. Like, I'd would honestly recommend, like, all the favorite anime, anything that y'all really like fuck with, something that you can really consider your favorite. Like, bro, go back and take the time to read it. Like, I'm sure obviously you've watched it to consider it your favorite show, but definitely go back and take the time to read it and enjoy it, because
buy it. Like, if it's something especially like these seinens that don't get bought, it's like me, I love Berserk. Right here, I'll pull it out. I got my Berserk Deluxe Edition right fucking here, baby, and it is my prized possession, man. I love this book and I love that series.
And see, like, awesome. Especially for me, I'd say, like, just because of the type of person I am, I don't really know how it goes for other people. I definitely enjoy diving into the aspect of other people's mentals, seeing what it is that what they're trying to portray, what kind of messages they give. And in terms of when you read it, you can definitely get more personal in terms of, because I think about it this way, when I watch anime, you have those scenes where niggas, you be tearing up and shit because of the music that gets played. But believe it or not, nigga, when you read it, when you're sitting there reading through the panels, you're still gonna tear up. It's going to be just as emotional. And the thing is that you can get, like, the amount of lessons and things, as corny as it may sound to anybody, the stuff that I've learned from things like Naruto and One Piece, you got to think about it. One Piece, they talk about slavery, they talk about racism, injustices amongst people, segregation. There are so many subjects and things that One Piece touches on. And it's the same exact thing. It's the same exact thing in terms of Naruto. even if it's not something in terms of what he was saying with Berserk and I haven't read too much of Vagabond or Vinland Saga, but in Berserk I know at least a little bit of what he's talking about in terms of the philosophical aspect of how it changes your life. With these other animes and these other books that you read, a lot of people, it's gonna go right over their head. They're not gonna really pay attention to it. They're just doing it. They're just watching it because of whatever the reason may be. Me, I search deeper into the shit because I'm just like that. I just do that with everything I do because I just like to think. But in terms of Berserk, they get more into it. It's more like aggressive in terms of like, this is life, things are cruel, and sacrifices are made for whatever it is that you may find as peace at the end of the day. And the thing is with it is that they're definitely way more vulgar in it. It's not like, nigga, the message is right there. It's right there for you. So like, in terms of reading that, I would recommend reading Berserk. It's so far from what I've read, it's really good. And in terms of just the books in general, man, there's little details in it that just make the shit better. Like Hunter x Hunter, for example. Gon meets Kite in the beginning, way before he gets shipped off to go get his hunter's license and everything else. They explain it. I can't remember exactly what happens, but Gon's out in the woods and he meets Kite out because there's like a bear.
First couple chapters, ain't it?
Yeah, this is like the first 2 chapters, like the first chapter. Like this happens very, very early within the shit. So he's sitting there and they go and they sit on the bench and he's explaining. He goes, well, what's your name? And obviously Gon tells him and he goes, oh, and you're looking for your father, yada, yada, yada. And then he goes, well, what was your name's, blah, 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 blah. He goes, oh, well, I actually used to be a hunter with your father. He's like, oh, your father's a great man. And he's sitting there talking to Gon about how great of a man his dad was and stuff. And then after that, Kite fucks off. He goes into the void of whatever void he goes into. And then Gon goes and starts getting his hunter's license and so on and so forth. And it's like, bro, it's little details like that. I know it sounds stupid, but little details like that makes more sense.
And it gives a reason for why Gon would want to see his dad.
Exactly.
He met the dude who knew him way earlier.
And the thing is, they get, like, with that, they give you something. Because think about it this way. Let's think about the anime. Okay, Gon wants to be a hunter, but his inspiration for a hunter is the fact that his dad abandoned him. He has absolutely no knowledge of his father. He doesn't know who the nigga is, really what the profession was. In the show, he finds that little box, and that's how that's how he gets his quote unquote inspiration to go and do it. But see, in the manga, none of that shit happens, bro. He finds Kite. Kite talks to him, and then Kite gives him the inspiration. He's like, you know what, you've got a good sense for it. I think you could be a great hunter just like your dad. And bada bing, bada boom. Shit like that. And it's even stuff like, because when they take it into the anime, it's like, why change it? Look at Naruto, for example. I know this is about to sound stupid, but Naruto's chakra colors are yellow and orange. Why the fuck is his Rasengan blue? It's just little details like that. There was no reason to change that.
It's just like in the manga for Dragon Ball, it's over 8,000. Anime over 9,000.
And you got to think about it, like, they just do, there's just so many things that you get the raw action of what goes on. My Hero Academia, for example, just started reading that. In the beginning, when they get attacked at the UA, not the sports festival, but like when they first get attacked by the villains, and they're at that rescue training facility, you know what I'm talking about? Bro, Bakudo literally blew a nigga's head up. Like, he comes up behind him, and he comes up to just try to attack him, and he just turns around and goes, pow, just blows his head off, bro.
Yeah, like, dude, that's what I do. Like, manga definitely gives you, like, gives you a lot more, like, of the uncensored action. Like, they definitely don't do as much censoring. They show the blood, they show the violence, and I feel like, at least for me, I feel like it adds more quality. It does.
It's like we need it.
Going on, yeah. But I mean, I do understand why a lot more people do like anime. It's easier to enjoy. It's easier to eat up. You know, it's an easier meal to taste.
You got the music and the pretty colors.
Yeah, and the action. I feel like I enjoy the action more. Like the fights are a lot more detailed. There's a lot more you can see. But if you want, I feel like usually 99% of the time, the better experience is definitely to go with the manga.
In my personal opinion, because see, like, I watch the action. I love the action for the anime. I love the action for the books. I really like, as long as you're there to pay attention to it, you're still getting You know, you're still getting a lot of action. You're still getting to see the little details, even things that you wouldn't be able to see within the anime and stuff. And it's like, it's kind of, there's more quality to it, opposed just like, it's the same thing with old video games. Like, there was a lot more quality that they put into that kind of shit because they more so needed to be famous. You know, it's like, okay, we got to put everything we have into this, because if we don't, then nobody's going to want.
Yeah, nobody's going to want to buy your product. Like, yeah, when games first came out, I mean, that's all how it had to be. And it was made by a hell of a lot less fucking people, too.
Exactly.
That's how I wish it was more nowadays, for real, but corporate takes over, man.
Everything's more so about microtransactions now and how they can
make money off the product, with it being by far the biggest industry in the entire fucking world.
Exactly.
Fuck yeah.
That's why they be releasing these half-completed ass games. These games that are not even remotely completed. Like, bro, I'm sure there's people out there, and I know people personally that play the game. When you're playing it with friends, it's a fun game. But as a solo player, I don't know, maybe I'm just being a stickler. I really might just be an asshole. And I'm okay with that. The thing is that Fallout 76... Can we just talk about that? Let's just talk about that. I don't know if you've played it or not. But when that game first came out, the game was broken. It was a wonderful idea. Like, bro, do you understand how hype me and my friend was when we found out we was getting a Fallout game in West Virginia, bro? When they released that trailer, Mountain Mama, dude, I was like, no way. We got to see the mountain range. I was like, yo, this is about to be the game. I was like, and Fallout will never be the same. Like, and then we got the game, and I was like, wow. Imagine being, once again, we'll call this a video game, Blue Ball. Once again, being teased to the point to you really think that you're going to get the best game. And I'm telling you, I put this on everything, bro. Let them do some stupid shit like that with the new Elder Scrolls that's coming out. Because I'm telling you, bro, you guys, you're gonna
big one.
An enemy will be made. Do not. I repeat, like I put it on everything, bro. Do not ruin that game franchise for me. Because I can still go back and play Fallout 4. I can still go back and play out Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas. I can still enjoy that. You know what I'm saying? And I can play Fallout 76 with the homies. The game's manageable now. But the thing is, there will never be a game in the world that has made as much of an impact on me as fucking Skyrim. Okay? That is one of the old school, like that was my game, bro. The amount of time I put into that game is unreal, bro.
It was one of my favorites too, and it still is. Like that, Elden Ring, those are also my favorite games, man. I mean, that's just the thing about gaming, dude. Like, they've released everything now, and it's broken, and it's not functional at day one. And as much as everyone fucking complains, people still pay for it. They still get their fucking money, and that's all that matters. They'll fix it later, as far as they're concerned.
Or they just really won't fix it.
Yep.
And that's been a thing a lot of times. And the thing is, it's just kind of fucked, because it's like, I know I can't be the nigga to be like, oh, bro, but come on, man, we're the consumer. Why don't y'all care? But it's like at this point, they just having niggas make video games that don't play them. Or the people that play the video games that are making them, they're not letting them issue things. Because, like, here's the thing. We know they can make good games. Ghost of Tsushima. In my top 5, no matter what the list is. Let's talk about that. Top 5. That game is arguably one of the best games I've probably ever played in my entire life.
Yeah. It's an amazing game.
That game is
Elden
unreal.
Ring is one of my favorite games. It's just like, those are outliers. You do not get that on the regular anymore. And
exactly.
There's no reason we fucking can. That's for damn sure.
And especially considering, look, I want you, just like he said, look at how much money that these companies are making, bro. Look at how much money that they are making. They full well have, okay, take this for example. The Last of Us. Wonderful game. They did really good in terms of making the game. And then they made The Last of Us 2. The Last of Us, the first game, had a wonderful story. Everything was executed, like, almost perfectly, I could say. And then we get to The Last of Us 2, and we get really good gameplay, But then they start going wonky with the story, bro. Like, I'm sorry, I don't care about Abby or her father. Like, I know that's terrible, and I know I'm sure there's people out there who like them, but, like, let me be honest with you. I do not give a fuck. As far as I'm concerned, that doctor was finna kill Ellie. Nigga, when I'm playing the game, I'm Ellie's father, basically. I was my job to get this girl safely to this doctor that was supposed to help the rest of the world. I come in to find out that every single other nigga that he's worked on has died. And yet, Ellie's set up to be the villain. Why? They literally murdered Joel in the first 30 minutes of the game.
It's supposed to be a revenge story, but I just don't feel like it was done right. I just
Me neither,
feel like
bro.
I don't feel like it was a good concept, really bad execution. It was done way too fast too.
Because think about how many people you fucked over in Last of Us.
Mm-hmm.
Think about how many people you screwed over. And they're going to make the main antagonist the daughter of the fucking doctor you shot?
Yeah, no.
What? In their mind, though, they were like, yo, this is the best idea. They were like, yo, we got him.
It was I'm not going to say it was it was a good game.
It was a good game.
It was definitely
the mechanics in that game were...
It's just like, it's the potential it had and the fact that they just fell flat on their face executing it was my biggest problem. And, yeah, that's it. Like, it was a great concept. Hype as fuck. I don't know who wasn't ready for that release, and they just fell fucking flat as shit.
Because they really had us in the beginning of the game, I'm not going to lie. I was like, yo, this game's going crazy.
Oh, for sure.
And then next thing you know, Abby pops up.
Ruins the shit with her big fucking built butt muscly
Let's talk about the
ass.
fact this bitch is built like a silverback gorilla for why. She built better than most men.
God damn.
Can we talk about that? And she just gonna... literally.
Fuck up my nigga Joel.
Just kill him. We got no
in.
explanation. Like, bitch, she was trying to help you. He didn't know he killed your dad.
Mm-hmm. Great concept. Horrible execution.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
But with that being said, we are definitely going to start with gaming with our next podcast, man. Much appreciated. Thank all of y'all for tuning in. Like I said,
sir.
Check out my man Devunky here on YouTube. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. Make sure to subscribe here at CJ3K TV. Leave a like, and y'all have a good one, man. Stay sexy.